What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. Let's talk about Dragon Age one more time for the last time, at least until we hear that they have significant layoffs. But we probably won't hear that because you're not getting any more DLC. Before we get to that, this is the last time we talked about that. No DLC for Dragon Age because everyone over there is being transferred, the ones that are still working, to work on Mass Effect 5. And just a reminder that Dragon Age, which finally passed 3 million units sold, still a loss, never hit more than 90,000 people. But we did get the beauties of Tash here and pulling a Barv and many other cringe things. And Corinne Bush, the game director, is speaking on it now. And normally someone's gender identity, sexuality, I give less than a fuck about. However, because Corinne Bush is a trans woman, meaning a biological man with either gender or body dysmorphia or something there, they really went all in with the ideology. Full stop. It's painful, like an immense amount of cringe through all the videos, which I will not make you suffer through watching them again. And it's one of the main reasons, aside from just childish writing, that it failed. You can see here she was speaking with Inverse. So here's Bush, Corinne Bush. I'm an openly queer trans woman. It shaped everything about who I am, and it's been the source of a lot of joy, a lot of difficulty, and a lot of perspective. For me personally, one of the greatest gifts about being trans is the amount of introspection it forces upon you. You spend a lot of time deeply examining who you are and why that matters. Sounds pretty fucking narcissistic to me personally. And then, of course, yes, this is where we admit that we've put that mental illness into the game. Thinking about the role introspection plays on people in general and how each of us go through our lives, having these moments of crisis, epiphanies, and those quiet moments when you're alone. These are questions that are ripe for personalized experiences like RPGs, especially when you consider our biggest creative pillar, be who you want to be. Furthermore, he stated that pushing transgender ideology into the game felt like the right time. Yeah, it was absolutely the wrong time, and it's been highly pushed back against. We're seeing now Disney and others straight out cut their trans storylines from TV shows and movies because families are tired of taking their children to see what they think, separate from this video game, are tired of taking their children to see things that they think are for families, and then it's all of a sudden it's got a trans story in it. Similarly, gamers want hot chicks and buff dudes and fighting and killing and fun and heart things to get the heart to race, trans introspection in all your characters, and having your companions come out of nowhere and come out of the closet and be non-binary or whatever. It's just weird and alienating. Endymion, who suffered through playing the entire game, he got the platinum, pointed out that nearly every single character that was bad was white. It's the Ryan Kinnell of there weren't enough good white people. Shout out to his Batman review. This is Endymion here. Every single villain in this game is either a white man or a woman. They make every faction be led by either a woman, like in the case of the Grey Wardens or the Antivan Crows, which are led by a black elf woman and some other guy. White men are always the bad guy. Like in Treviso, where the Antivan Crows reside, there's a traitor that is kind of hinted at early on in the story that is working with the Kunari. And of course, it ends up basically being the white governor. Of course, he's a white man. And of course, you kill him in combat during the Treviso final faction mission. And everyone basically says, oh, that guy sucks. And we're glad he's dead. Like he says, the entire game, kids you not, hates white people openly. It's disgusting and obviously done on purpose. And when you see the people that work it, you understand. Responding to the criticism, stating, I think we should talk about it. It's hard. I grew up in a time when it felt really like we're there to celebrate the games and to have these shared experiences, and that drive is still there. I think the discourse we see is the result of highly polarized times, and perhaps it's a little naive. I know it's hard when you have to ask the question, is this game for me? Do I belong here? And games are better for it when we can say, yes, you do belong here. What the fuck was that? I think we need to consider that we can make the most authentic, best experiences when we're tying into what makes us the developers and you as fans, when we can tie into those elements that make us distinctly human, and that means differences. So you want to hone in on the differences. No, what you're supposed to hone in on is what makes us the same and united. What I long for is just the opportunity for us as gamers to step back and get in touch with why we fell in love with games in the first place, and recognize how difficult and complicated and messy it is to make games, to share these fuck out of here, that blame ass excuses. We have not become out of touch. We know, because we still play them. You, my dear, are the one that has gotten out of touch, and you've turned it into a trans therapy session for yourself, and at the expense of that, you didn't even get 90,000 players on Steam. For shame. For shame. I weep now for the future of Dragon Age, or rather the lack thereof. Either way, you let me know what you think about all this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. You looking forward to Mass Effect?
Well, bye.